Hi there! Come and join me as we explore the Romantic period. Romanticism is also known as the Romantic period, was an artistic, literary, musical, and intellectual movement that originated in Europe toward the end of the 18th century, and in most areas was at its peak in the approximate period from 1800 to 1850. Romanticism was characterized by its emphasis on emotion and individualism, as well as glorification of all the past and nature, preferring the medieval rather than the classical. Some of the characteristics of Romantic period are expressions of emotion, emphasis on nature and imagination, and originality, the creation from nothingness. In literature, Romanticism found recurrent themes in the evocation or criticism of the past, the cult of sensibility with its emphasis on women and children, the isolation of the artist or narrator, and respect for nature. Several Romantic authors such as Edgar Allan Poe and Nathaniel Hawthorne based their writings on the supernatural and human psychology. Some of the famous Romantic writers are Victor Hugo, William Wordsworth, and William Blake. In music, Romanticism is found to be more expressive and emotional, expanding to encompass literary, artistic, and philosophical themes. Famous early Romantic composers include Beethoven, whose works span both in this period and the preceding classical period, Schubert, Schumann, Chopin, Mendelssohn, and Bellini. In addition, music took on a much more nationalistic purpose. For example, John Sibelius's Finlandia has been interpreted to represent the rising nation of Finland, which would someday gain independence from Russian control. In the visual arts, Romanticism first showed itself in landscape painting, where from as early as the 1760s, British artists began to turn to wilder landscapes and storms and Gothic architecture, even if they had to make do with Wales as a setting. Some of the famous paintings depicted this period are Thomas Jones's The Bard, Anne-Louis Girodet's Ocean, and Eugène Delacroix's Liberty Leading the People in 1830. In science, many scientists during this period, like Sir Humphrey Davy, believed that knowledge is only attainable by those who truly appreciate and respect nature. Self-understanding was an important aspect of Romanticism. It had less to do with proving that man was capable of understanding nature through his budding intellect, and therefore controlling it, and more to do with the emotional appeal of connecting himself with nature and understanding it through a harmonious coexistence. In history, Romantic writers like Thomas Carlyle exemplified the phrase hero worship, lavishing largely uncritical praise on strong leaders such as Oliver Cromwell, Frederick the Great, and Napoleon. In general, the Romantic period marked a shift in the way people thought and has continued to exert a decisive influence on the way we see and experience the world. Once again, the age of emotion and individualism, this is the Romantic period. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Arvin Onyes from the Philippines, now signing off.